Good morning. Here we are.
Good morning, good morning.
Um, yes, we're at 7 minutes today. We're getting into the ether, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. So today, as I mentioned yesterday when we start, I'm going to turn my camera off and see if that makes a difference. For my not that, it's fine either way, but I'm just curious to see if it makes a difference as far as my presence. Um, and then I'll bring my camera back on when we're finished. So you're gonna time us today?
I'm going to time us, and I wanted to repeat the idea of um, what we can do when we notice our thoughts, because I really, really love your imagery of the leaf
Mm.
floating down the river, but I haven't used it. So I wanted to repeat it so that anyone can use it should they choose. And then the other one that I like to use is when you notice your thoughts, just notice them like a hot air balloon just floating off into the sky.
Mm.
So a couple of options there, and perhaps you guys can share with us what technique you're using when you notice your thoughts, without judgment, without criticism. They're just simply present. Our mind is thinking. It's what it does, and we get to observe it in these now 7 minutes, and look forward to hearing what and how you experience that.
Thank you. I'm gonna pop my AirPods in. Make sure you can still hear me. Helps with the noise cancellation too. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, we've got 7 minutes on the clock. I am pressing start. Oh, are you comfortable? Are you turning your camera off?
I will.
Okay. And we are starting now. Happy breathing. That's time.
Thank you.
Was it better for you?
It was, I think it gave me the freedom, for lack of a better word, to even though I have it, whether the camera's on or not, to sort of move around a little bit more. Um, and I'm not thinking about, oh, did that change how, like, is my shirt show, is it anything looking funny, so I can just be in the moment like that.
Hmm.
Um, so I tried for a while. I had my hands on my heart, I had my hands here, and I did it. One of the things I've learned through things like that we've done together and other places is the body scan. So I
Hmm.
also use that today, that's where you start at the bottom of your toes and you go up and you think about relaxing every part. So I'm noticing a lot, and so it's very interesting. Um, to it's dealing with silence is a real thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Getting
Yeah,
comfortable with it.
yeah. Yeah. And it really does take time. I mean, our
Hmm.
minds are notoriously active. And
Hmm.
as we remember, right, like we were teaching that we have between, I mean, we may have as many as 60,000 thoughts a day. So how
Hmm.
many is that in the space of, our meditation? I mean,
Hmm.
it's
And
too
it's so
early
good.
for math, but
Yeah, it's so good that you mentioned that, but because as we know from our happiness training, that most of those thoughts are negative, right? And most of them are
yep,
repetitive. And
yep.
so when we consciously, let go of that judgment, as you always say, free from judgment, and just bringing yourself back to the now. I was thinking one of the things that I started to think about and tried to let go of was I was thinking about Eckhart Tolle, and I follow him on Instagram, and he always talks about the now, and I share a lot of his posts to my stories, but it's always about the now. So I started had used a little mantra as well. This is now. I'm here now. And brought myself back. The other thing, there was an image that came to me. I'm not sure why today, but someone once said to me with the breathing. On the exhale, imagine that you're blowing out a birthday candle,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which I like. But today, I imagined myself blowing, like when I was a little girl, blowing on a dandelion so that the
Yeah,
leaves would go into
yes.
the wind. So that was also helpful. I
Beautiful.
wanted to just mention to bring it to sort of into context for anybody who might, be curious about this or like the connection. I know this has helped me. Years ago, I was listening to a podcast for my health program, my healthy community, and this woman, she was a coach, and she was talking about emotional eating and we have this thing that we call stop challenge choose, which is the way that we work through, making a choice in a situation. Does this serve my goals or does this not serve my goals? And it's an internal, very, it can be very quick, doesn't have to be quick thing. And but she talked about this and she talked about being in her kitchen and she had this moment. This is years ago and I still remember it. She was in her kitchen and I was in my kitchen. I was listening to this and she's like, and I had this thought and she'd had a stressful thing that's happened and she's like, and I thought, I want to grab an Oreo. I want to grab the Oreos. And she said, I noticed that thought. And I thought, she said, huh, isn't that interesting? And that was like the first time that was my introduction to the idea of noticing your thoughts. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I laughed out loud. I was like, yeah, right. At that point, that's where I was. Like that just seemed like I have the impulse, I have the thought, and I act on it. Like there was no separation for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was ridiculous at the time, but sure enough, I have learned over the last 10 years that that is indeed what is possible. And it is really that for me, and I believe it's the key to, um, making those empowered, thoughtful choices. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
It's the first step. It's the first
mhm.
step. It's what coaching yeah.
Oh, you're breaking up all of a sudden, Victoria.
It's incredibly powerful as the first step in our
No, Victoria, we're not hearing
So,
you. Not really hearing enough of what you're saying to be able to put it together. Shoot.
yeah. Oh,
Maybe
I'm
try
sorry.
turning your camera off. Sometimes that helps with the internet connection. Say something now.
Am I back? Can you
That
hear
is,
me?
yes, yes,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear you
me?
much better now.
Okay. I was just saying that I was coaching it yesterday, and it is the first step of an incredible self-empowerment process that you
Mm,
get once you start noticing. You get to notice that once again without judgment, but you get to notice that in all you be and do. And
mm-hmm,
it transforms the way you show up for yourself because you have that separation, you have that noticing, and you get to see from your observer self what it is that is holding you back or holding you into habits and patterns that don't serve your higher self, the version of you and your goal fulfilled or your dream fulfilled is the work we do. um, but yeah, it's so, so impactful.
mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And it's so true. And I was gonna say something and it just went out of my head, so I'll let it go, like a dandelion seed into the wind. Anyway, thank you so much. This has been wonderful, and we'll see. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back. It's already Thursday again tomorrow. My goodness. And if you haven't gotten you, and I'm speaking to the people listening and watching, if you haven't gotten your ticket for Saturday, the Happiness Summit, Victoria and I will both be speaking separately. And then two other people, Spencer and Tina, will also be speaking all about happiness. And so we hope that you'll decide to be there. It's going to be a great day. Anything else you want to say about that, Victoria?
Well, yeah, I'm really excited to be talking because I'm going to be talking a little bit about my journey and my connection with my soul, with source, with spirit, which was in the same way that we've shared our ahas and revelations about noticing what you notice. That I also talk about my revelation, my shares about my connection with source, which I had up until quite recently not had as
Mm,
a result of living in the busy in our conditions, circumstances, and situations. And yeah, so I get to share that and some tips of how you too can tap into that inner wisdom.
hmm.
So beautiful.
Yes, and we will be able to, it'll be interactive, there'll be an opportunity for people to ask questions and chat. So it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
And
I
it's
will
9 o'clock on Saturday morning.
9 o'clock Eastern time. And if not able to be there live, when you sign up for a ticket, you will get the recording. So there's always that option. All right. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.